I spend a lot of my time somewhere other than the present. I'm either replaying conversations that have already happened or planning for things that haven't happened yet. And at some point, I realize that I don't really have many moments where I'm just here. If I'm driving, I have a podcast on or I'm listening to a YouTube video. If I'm cleaning, I'm listening to music. If I'm waiting in line, I'm on my phone. Even when I'm trying to relax, I'm usually consuming something. So naturally, I started wondering, what would happen if I stopped distracting myself for just 10 minutes? I wasn't trying to meditate or become more productive or even fix myself. I just wanted to see what my mind would do if I gave it nothing to do. So for 5 days, I sat quietly for 10 minutes a day. And what I found was not at all what I was expecting. Why I wanted to do nothing. I don't think I'm particularly good at being present. My brain is almost always somewhere else. I'm replaying something that I said yesterday, or I'm planning tomorrow, or trying to solve a problem, or thinking of something I don't want to forget. It's almost like my brain is constantly trying to stay one step ahead. So I wanted to know if I stopped giving it things to do, what would happen? Would it eventually get quiet, or would it just find something else to keep itself busy? Day 1. Meeting my brain where it's at. For the first day, I had one rule. Do absolutely nothing. And what I mean is, I didn't want to do any techniques, no breathing exercises, no meditation. Just sit there and observe what happens. Within less than a minute, my mind was everywhere. I wondered what people might think about my appearance in this video. I noticed I had a headache. Then I got hungry. Then I remembered an online order I'd placed and wondered how long it would be until it got to me. I then started replaying conversations. I thought about my manicure. I went over my to-do list. I started thinking about tomorrow's plans. I started brainstorming future video ideas. It wasn't one long train of thought. It felt like constantly changing channels without letting one thought finish. I certainly wasn't bored. My brain was incredibly busy and it was getting overwhelming. Coming back to myself. For the following days, I tried different ways of gently bringing back my attention. Sometimes I'd focus on one spot on the wall. Sometimes I would simply observe my thoughts without trying to change them, and sometimes I'd focus on my breathing. What I noticed is that none of those stopped my thoughts from wandering, not even close. But something interesting started happening. Instead of getting completely carried away by every thought, I started noticing the wandering sooner. I would see the thought wander and I would go, oh, there I go again. And I'd come back to the spot on the wall, or to my breath, or whatever I had chosen to focus on that day. The thoughts never disappeared. I just became a little quicker at returning to the present moment. The open tabs. Looking back over all of my notes after 5 days, I noticed something. Most of my thoughts weren't random. They were just very unfinished. Things I needed to do, conversations I was still thinking about, ideas I didn't want to forget, plans for tomorrow, things I wanted to optimize. It felt like my brain had dozens of open tabs, and every quiet moment became an opportunity to click through them. Around the 4th day, I also realized something else. I don't spend much time imagining the future in a fun or creative way anymore. Most of the time, my brain is trying to solve something, or prepare for something, or remember something. No wonder it was so difficult to do nothing. Learning to return. Let's get one thing clear. My mind wandered every single day. The difference was that I slowly stopped treating it like I'd failed, and when I noticed my mind started wandering, I would just bring it back. And then it'd wander again, and I would bring it back over and over and over and over. And by the end of the week, it wasn't that my mind had gotten quieter, but I got a little bit better at returning. What 5 days taught me. When I started this experiment, I thought the challenge would be sitting still, but it wasn't. The challenge was noticing how often I wasn't actually where I was. My body might have been sitting in one place, but my mind was completely somewhere else. I was either replaying yesterday or previewing tomorrow. It was everywhere else at once, except here. I don't think this experiment made my mind any quieter, but it did make me understand myself a little bit better. And it turns out doing nothing isn't actually doing nothing. It's finally noticing everything your brain has been trying so hard not to forget. And maybe being present isn't about never getting distracted. Maybe the goal isn't to close every open tab to solve every single problem. Maybe it's learning that for 10 minutes, they don't all need my attention. For 10 minutes, I can let them exist without resolving them.